My goodness, man. This episode of Riverdale was absolutely fucking crazy, man. And I say that because first off, I want to just talk about my boy Archie real quick, man, what he's going through, man. He's real life living that Fight Club life slash Shawshank Redemption. Because he literally is he's actually forced to fight in a fucking prison in a juvenile fight club for his freedom, pretty much. That's pretty much going to be his sentence because we saw him actually in the hole, in the hole. When the episode started off, man, and he said, "Look, your answer is still no." He was talking to the warden because the warden wants him to be his new quote unquote mad dog, the new Fight Club champion of the juvenile center. And Archie said, "No, fuck you, no, hell no." But that actually changed. The warden always has guys like that, like the warden, always have a trick up their sleeves, And he said, "All right, oh, okay." So he said, "No, all right." So a fellow person that he knew, I forget the guy's name. I think his name was darn, I forget the guy. But anyway, Archie pretty much said, "All right, cool. I'm gonna fight as long as you leave him alone." Starts with an F, so I'll just call him F. So Archie ended up taking F's spot in the fight. He said, "Look, man, I'll fight for you as long as you just leave him alone," because he was getting his ass kicked. In fact, when we just saw at the very end of the episode, his arm was broken, one of his eyes was still shut. Now, mind you, Archie, obviously, his father came up there. He said, "Look, I want to see my son. This isn't right." And the warden said, "Look, your son doesn't have, visiting privileges because he did this, that, and he did that and third." He said, "Yeah, you know what? I'll be back. I'll be back here. You'll be hearing from my lawyer." So he's definitely gonna lawyer up in the meantime. But it's the craziest thing because it's like he's like Archie legit is in a damn fight club. He has members. He has his boy Thumper. He has his boy Baby Teeth, and there's another guy. I think his name was Peter. And it's driving me insane because it's like, dog, he really is living that life, and Hiram really must not want this motherfucker to escape. Like he's too that like Archie is that damn powerful to Hiram that he has to get rid of him. Speaking of which, speaking of how powerful Archie is and Hiram, Veronica, she was still putting herself on hold. She was still putting the speakeasy label on weed on hold because she wanted to wait for Archie. But Betty was like, "Look, you can't." She convinced her like, "Look, you can't put your life on hold." Even Archie would agree to that. So open the speakeasy up and handle your business. And she did just that, and it did amazing. Josie sang. Um, Kevin was the MC. Joey and everyone turned up for the opening of it. It was pretty damn dope, but not without any complications, as we all know. Hiram Lodge had one of his puppeteers, one of his puppets into play, Penny Peabody, who's a known and dangerous loan shark. She literally threatened Veronica to her face, and Veronica was like, "Okay, okay, do your best, do your worst." So Penny sends shipments of Jingle Jangle to her place of business in order to pretty much shut her business down. It's pretty much a message from her father, just as she put the pieces together, and she was correct. So she asks Tony and Cheryl, "Look, come with me to my father's establishment. I forget what it's called. I think it's called Whitewater, I think. Come to Whitewater with me, for example. So you can tell me like where they make the jingle jangle at." So they do just that. And they take pictures of the shipments and how the jingle jangle is created. And Veronica shows up to her father's house and just drops it right then and there. Bow. "Look, I want you to pay me back 20 grand for all the things you put me through. And I want you to keep that because I already sent, and then Hiram's like, "Okay, so you're gonna show these pictures to my drug operation, my drug lab, to Sheriff Manetti." And she was like, "No, I'm not gonna show Sheriff Manetti these pictures. I'm gonna show the FBI these pictures." And that's when Hiram pretty much shut up. So Hiram actually showed up to Veronica's speakeasy's opening with her little, pretty much with her portrait. He said, "Look, I think it'll go just fine with the speakeasy. And I just want you to know, Veronica, I am proud of you." But then he hit us with a twist in typical Hiram Lodge fashion. He hits us with a twist that we didn't see coming. He literally tells Veronica after the speakeasy, because she said, "Look, Dad, you left a little early." He said, "Look, I had some business to attend to." She said, "Yeah, you probably just moved your drug operation, your drug lab, and things of that nature." He said, "What drug lab?" And Veronica's look on Veronica's face told a different story. Maybe that wasn't his drug lab. Maybe that was the Ghoulies' drug lab, because we know they've always had problems with the Ghoulies and such. So, but moving on, this Griffins and Gargoyles game, a very highly dangerous game that obviously FP and Allison have played in the past. We've even seen they're pretty much together now, but Allison is so programmed into that game now more than ever, and it seems like she's been a member of it for quite some time because I'm. It doesn't take a genius to tell that hey they used to play this game back in the day, which is why when after Jughead visited Ethel at Dilton's bunker, and pretty much played it just to get information on the game and so forth. Well, Betty was got pretty much wanted to be a part of the farm, so then she could meet Edgar McNever, and that didn't go as planned because when she showed up to the house, there was a bunch of cars out in the driveway and such, and it turns out the whole farm was actually it was being held at her. The whole farm session was actually being held at her house, and so Evelyn's there, of course, who's the enabler in my opinion, because as if you guys also recall, Evelyn was there when Ethel, had a seizure, a violent convulsions, just like she was there when Betty had hers. Now the doctor put Ethel on some strong anti-seizure medication. It works like a bitch. But I'm sorry, but Evelyn is trying to get Ethel off of that medication because she feels like her father's worship and healings could possibly help Ethel. Now, mind you, when Ethel drank the poison, because that's a part of the game too, after Jughead got the manual, she was on suicide watch, and apparently Ethel said, "Look, it doesn't matter what you do. You already did what you were supposed to do, Hellcaster. You're already spreading the word of the Gargoyle King." And we saw her just worshiping and praying to the man right then and there. So I'm guessing she might have died, though. Ethel doesn't just based off the dialogue, I believe. And then also, we also see when Jughead got back to school, he's walking through the hallway and he sees like the manual and Cheryl saying so. He goes up there and he snatches. He's like, "Where the hell did you get this?" She's like, "Excuse me, everyone else got one." So now you just realize how sadistic and organized the Gargoyle King is, and just his affiliates are. Because we've already lost two major players already. We lost Dilton and we lost Ben. Now Ben was Ethel's boyfriend, but he committed suicide because of the game. Um, and this is really dark, man. This season is really dark, man. It really is. It's just really delivering on it so far, man. Um, and to see FP and Allison freak out like that, it kind of makes me feel like they're not all the way into the farm thing either. They just know that it's just pure evil. That Griffins and Gargoyles is just pure evil. And I'm sorry for the stuttering, guys, because it's like it's really just tripping me out that much. Like they're really doing this shit in this show. But it's Riverdale, man. And that's why I love it. And it's just so damn crazy because like my boy Archie is literally in a damn fight club, whooping niggas' asses. But luckily, he said, "Look, man, I found a stone hammer from what Mad Dog left me and some of his stuff. Because after you beat Mad Dog, I guess they gave him his hand-me-downs. So in one of the books, Archie, as I said, Archie finds a stone hammer. So he says, "Look, man." He tells all the rest of the guys because they were expecting him food or steak and lobster as the baby teeth joke. He said, "Look, we're gonna get out of here somehow." F was like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm down." I guess everyone else will be on board too, probably next week. So I really look forward to seeing how that goes. Man, Archie stay tough, man. Stay strong. This has been your boy Share Speaks though. If you guys like the video, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you guys have any requests as to what you guys want to talk about next, please let me know in the comment section below. They're always welcome. They always will be. This has been your boy Share Speaks. I love you guys. God bless.